So we got Norris, Leclerc, Piastri, Hamilton, Russell, Lawson, Verstappen. Hang on, we've got the intro. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Austrian Grand Prix. It's that time once again. We are back. We're actually here, lads. We can go to bed at a normal... It's not actually a normal time, is it really? It's still pretty late, but for me, it's somewhat normal. It's 10:30 here in South Australia, but I couldn't be more energetic. We've got Lando Norris starting on pole today, Leclerc in P2, with Piastri finishing off the top three. It's McLaren, Ferrari, top four. Then we've got Russell, Lawson, Verstappen in a lowly P7 for him. That is certainly quite interesting. You know, what more can you say about it other than yikes, really? I mean, he's got the Racing Bull starting in front of him. It just does go to show that that Red Bull, even for the best, is a bit of a pain to drive right now. And, I mean, you can't really blame Max. I mean, his teammate was P18, right? So, clearly it's nothing too good. Track distance, 4.326 kilometers around here with a top speed of 338.7 kilometers per hour. We've got 71 laps today around the Spielberg. We got the Red Bull Ring, and the lap record is apparently a minute 5, but I mean, that must be in a race distance, surely, because it was broken yesterday. We're running the we're running the C5 as the soft today, with the C4 being the medium and the C3 being the hard. Realistically, we're not going to be expecting too many people on the softs. The degs shouldn't be too nice, if we're being totally honest. It's round 11 of 24 here for the Formula 1 World Championship. Currently, Oscar leads the championship by slightly over 20 points. We got our starting grid, though. Let's see how we start out. Of course, we've got Nico Hülkenberg in P20 with Carlos Sainz in P19. A disappointing qualifying for the man in the Williams, hoping to get a little bit more out of it heading in the rest of the weekend. Yuki Tsunoda in P18, another man who'll be disappointed with qualifying, and Esteban Ocon in 17th in his Haas. Lance Stroll in 16th in the Aston Martin, with Ollie Behrman in P15, 2 places in front of his Haas teammate. It's Franco Colapinto in the Alpine in P14. A bit of an improvement from the last few weekends, so he'll be not too unhappy about that, with Ishak Hadjar in 13th. Alex Albon in 12th. He'll be, you know, disappointed not to have made it into Q3. Fernando Alonso also just missing out in P11. Pierre Gasly, who did make it into Q3, in P10. And Kimi Antonelli in 9th place. Probably a little bit disappointed, but, you know, Gabby Bortoletto in P8. Who could have expected that heading into this race weekend? I can tell you for free, not me. Max Verstappen also P7, not me. We got Liam Lawson in P6 with George Russell in P5. What a qualifying for the man from New Zealand. Lewis Hamilton in P4 with Oscar Piastri in P3, not able to get his second quali lap in, and that cost him the front row, with Charles Leclerc taking second spot, and Lando Norris will start the race from pole position today. It's a short run into turn 1 here in Spielberg. As we head down to the grid, you can see everyone still waiting eagerly to go off for the formation lap. It's not a bad circuit, this, for viewing. I've not been there myself, but I know for a fact it's quite a decent viewing place. You've got hills with some beautiful general admission spots. At a lot of tracks, there are sort of some elevation on the grass to the side of the track, but it often will flatten out, so kind of impossible. But here it just keeps going up and up and up, so general admission tickets, mate, you can see everything. It's like a grandstand. It's beautiful. The feed playing up on KO. Look, hey, I'm watching on the multi-viewer for today, so fortunately I've not had to experience that myself just yet. We have got still 59 seconds until the race starts officially for the formation lap. Lando Norris in P1. He will be absolutely eager to get a bit of a gap at the start of this race. There is 3 DRS zones around here, of course. We've got the exit of turn 1, exit of turn 2. Is it classified as turn 2 or turn 3? I'm not certain, because obviously they have a little bit of a kink in that first straight. Ferrari's strategy will be interesting without Fred. Fred doesn't really have anything to do with the strategy anyway, so I think it should be fine. If anything, you could almost argue that there might be less confusion or something. I don't know. Just thinking out loud. Driver tracker. Excuse me. I want to see the driver tracker. Maybe they haven't been classified yet, so maybe it can't start. That's okay. The kink is counted. So does turn 3. Yeah, cool. If anyone, who do I think will have a collision on track? That is an incredibly hard thing to guess. The cars are now leaving for the start of the formation lap. Lando Norris leading the way there, of course. Who will have a collision? Look, Liam Lawson in P6 on a race start is pretty unprecedented. And he does have Max Verstappen next to him. Now, and this is not to speak down to either of those drivers, but if there was anywhere for sparks to fly, I would count on it being there. Another place you can look is Gasly starting on the softs. I take back what I said, by the way. Oh no, Carlos is... Oh no, this could be a DNF. The car is stuck in first gear. He can't get away. The marshals are trying to push him off. And I believe that technically, if the marshals have tried to push the car, does that count as during the race an assisted push by the marshals? Because in a race, if the race has begun, the marshals, the second they touch a car, they're going to be DNF'd. So we might be looking at a did not start here for Carlos Sainz. If they're unable to... But the marshals have already tried pushing the car. So technically, even if he can get it running, and it is classified as a... Hang on, I'm just listening out. Max will get P4. I do think that's a pretty good shout. So they're going to have to abandon start here. They're going to have to all file into the pit lane. If Carlos is unable to get going, they're going to have to file into the pit lane and then get Carlos fixed up, go back out for another formation lap, or another out lap and then another formation lap. Interesting here. So you're going to have to look. Is the safety car going to have to pull out here? You can see it on the pit entry there. It's looking like it's ready. Has Kay lost commentary? I'm not sure. Okay, so yeah, they haven't come into the pits, which isn't smart. They've aborted the start, but they should have made that call before they rounded that final corner. They should be filing into the pit lane here. Though, I guess they can grid back up again. Well, Carlos has started, but he was assisted. Does he have to DNF? So Carlos has got going, right? But technically, had the race classified as a start, in the case that it had classified as a start, Carlos should be disqualified or DNF'd here because the marshals assisted him. So yeah, aborted start, everyone's going to grid back up again. So the marshals will come back out, or not the marshals, sorry, the engineers can come back out and set everything back up again. That's cool. That's standard. We understand that. However, we're going to have to figure out what to do with Carlos. If he's even able to start from the pit lane, I'll be honest, that's quite fortunate. Because I guess it hadn't started, had it? Technically. Because it was an aborted start. Apparently, Oscar Piastri had failure to adhere to the delta time, but I do believe that was because of everyone coming back around. So Carlos is coming into the pits now. Interesting. Is he allowed to start the race still, though, because he was assisted by the marshals? Well, it's a good thing you've got me, then. If you've got no commentary, head over to, TikTok, Ethan Woody F1. I got you sorted. Okay, so everyone has waited for Carlos to go through the pit lane now. So he's going to go to the end of the pit lane. You've got the Williams marshals sprinting to the end of the pit lane here, on fire. Oh, he is. His brakes. His brakes are on fire now. Oh, that's bad. They haven't got an extinguisher either because it's right at the end of the pit lane. This is a really awkward position. Yikes. Both rears are on fire here, guys. Yeah. This is, okay. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to, I'm just being quiet there for a second. I'm trying to listen to what they're saying. So both of his rear brakes are on fire. Yeah, so potentially a sticky brake. So formation lap will start at 5:15 local time. So what does that make it? Got a 10-minute delay. Okay. So he's also now gone too far, I believe, past the pit lane because the marshals need to come in and not the marshals. I keep saying the marshals. It looks like Carlos is going to be out. I am from Adelaide, yeah. I'm good, Rush. Oh, Rush Racing League. That's a flashback. What's happening? SJ, my boy. Hey, if you wanna sponsor an ambassador, you hit me up. I've always got contracts going, brother. I got you. So a 10:45 start if you're from Adelaide. I believe that to be correct. Yes. Do I reckon we'll have a collision on track? Yes, I do. Interesting start here. Who's too big now? Carlos is getting... Where are they? So are they... This is incredibly confusing. I needed your help. Yeah, you're right. So are they're just gonna have to graphics? What's she talking about? I needed your help. No. I was just curious. You know, the way that business is, SJ, you've always got to keep things open, my man. You got to just poke around and see what things are like. I wasn't actually looking for any immediate support. SJ, look, at the end of the day, it's not personal. I didn't actually look. You've got to be aware, Rush, Mr. SJ. There are lots of notifications, and unfortunately, if I miss one thing for 1 day or 2 days, it gets down, and a lot of the time, you don't go further down, and they're not gonna go looking for it. But you know what, mate? You're a big boy. You'll be okay. Carlos Radio, game over, jump out. I figured that would be the case. Yeah. It's heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah. Oh, James will be fuming. I mean, look, he was going to be starting from P19, so it was always looking a bit shaky. But not being able to start is absolutely heartbreaking. Oh, Carlos. You can get on the cans and schnitzels now. I feel like it will be just the pit wall and just sit there depressingly, I guess. 7.5 minutes to go now, of course. Oh, I think Lando will win considering he's pretty quick around the Red Bull ring. Yeah, he is. Oscar's also quite handy. Another man is Max Verstappen, but of course we have seen that the pace is a little bit struggling. Look, SJ, at the end of the day, unfortunately these days, I need to... It's a bit of a corporate game. I've got commitments and stuff like that, so... Look, my DM's open, man. My DM's open to do some commentary stuff, but, look, you know... I'm sure there's a means to an end. You know, we could figure something out, I'm sure. Accent British. I am from Adelaide, South Australia. But a bit pom, I guess. Those brakes are still on fire. This is going to be a bit of a management process for them here. This is very much a shame. Oh, someone's holding up a sign that says "I love science," and well, he has DNF'd. Likewise, SJ. Mia, thank you for the follow. Welcome along. Hope you're well. We've had an abandoned start, of course, so that's a bit of a shame. Gabby Bortoletto starting P8. What driver do I support, or am I neutral? Thanks, SJ. You too. Take care. Formula 1 fan 24. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. What happened to Sainz? So initially he didn't get off the start. So they went to do formation lap, and his car didn't get out of first gear. So he bogged down, essentially, but had no movement. Then the marshals sort of give him a bit of a shove. He was able to get it into the next gear. Started to go around, but he had to come back into the pit lane because, obviously, with the aborted start and him... Oh, God. No. He needed help to get around, so he had to come into the pit lane. But also by then, his brakes were on fire, like badly on fire. and they weren't able to fix the situation. Damage was done, sort of thing. Penelope, thank you for the follow. Formula One fan, thank you for the follow. And Wiz, thank you for the follow. Have I watched the F1 movie? No, I've actually not yet. I'm going to in a few days' time, maybe a week or so. I've got exams still. So I've got an exam on Wednesday. Yeah. Oh, Fernando is not happy with the seat temperature. He looks incredibly uncomfortable. He's got his eyes closed. He's having a little nap. Good man. It's very hot over there. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Shazza, what's happening? Shazza, have you just subscribed, perchance? Welcome to the subscription. Steaming his dim sims. He absolutely is, Batlemon. Absolutely. Aussie Sean, thank you very much for the follow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're on TikTok and you know what, you want to get the best of your experience, you hit that subscription button and you can join our exclusive club. You're not a subscriber. It says that you're a member. Make it make sense. Wait, what? Oh, look at George. George is being very sweet. George says, make sure there's plenty of water for the mechanics. Oh, you just sent a heart. Interesting. It says that you're a member for me. That's strange. You wouldn't even go for a walk in 50 degrees? Yeah, fairs. George's class. Yeah, I love him. F7, RKzo F1. Thank you for the follow. Welcome along to Twitch, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Kiwis can fly. Go Liam. Well, he is this weekend so far. Maybe it's the water. The water situation, though, is because it was raining, right? In Australia, if I'm not mistaken. Has formation lap started? Not yet, AJ. They've got 3 minutes to formation. There was the initial formation lap had started, but they had to abandon it because of Carlos's issues, so not yet. Jurgen Klopp! What's happening, brother? What a legend. Jurgen Klopp there with Racing Bulls. You reckon Lando wins or finishes outside the top 3? I think that's a pretty good shout. If he fumbles it, there's going to have to be something go wrong, isn't there? I feel like if Piastri can get past Leclerc like within the first 2 laps and there's not a stupid gap, fair game. But if Oscar has to spend, you know, the first 15 laps trying to get past Charles because Charles has a good start, then we're looking at a bit of an issue. Does Nico get bumped up to 19th? I don't think he should because the DNF has not happened prior to the race, I believe. I think Oscar will win and there'll be at least one safety car. You know what? Jordan Manderboss, welcome along. I don't disagree. I think that's a decent shout. Or plausible, I should say. It's definitely a possibility. The race was scheduled to start earlier, but there was an abandoned start. Bortoletto first points. I would love to see it. I absolutely would. And starting from P8, he's got a decent shout as well. Absolutely, there's a chance here. George will do nothing, and P3. You know what? Last year he got first from more or less the exact same situation, so I can't say no. I'm sure it's going to be interesting. I mean, we've already had drama happen, and, well, the race hasn't started yet. So, this is going to be fun. The Orange Army is out in full form right now. High chance of red flag given the fires. True, Sean. Very true. Exit the final corner, we had that yesterday. I'm sure they will have tried to eradicate that, right? Surely. If not, I'd be very shocked. We're almost there now, guys. It's been a long 10 minutes. Do I know Science Catched on Fire? Yes, I did. I've been watching. Welcome along, Matage. Or Mate. Here we go, guys. That's it, guys. Jack's off. That's a crazy thing. I didn't mean to say that. So 19 cars now. Austria is always entertaining, absolutely, especially towards the end when you get people that have like a couple warnings and they're having to be super careful. Oh, how signs caught on fire. Right, sorry, my bad. Is Mate. I got your name right? Look at me go. I know what I'm talking about, clearly. Yeah, I don't know. If they... There's only so much you can do, right, Shazza? Formation lap is underway now, guys. The race is... It's on its way. We've been patiently waiting, so well played. Let's hope... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, okay, no, it's fine. Sorry. I thought Hulkenberg was about to have the same issue. They've tried previously. Yeah, there's only so much you can do, right? Sainz do be having it rough. Look, it's been a bit of an unfortunate year at the best times for him, right? Yeah. If Russell goes to 8th and Leclerc gets 2, and Lewis and Leclerc get 2-4, they'll be second in constructors. Maths is good there. Nice. Pick one, Stroll, Vettel, Alonso. For me, it's Sebastian. The epitome against my Aston Martin boys there, but it's Sebastian. He'll always be my number one. Yeah, I love Seb. He sort of made me fall in love with F1. So my first ever bit of like signed F1 memorabilia was a hat from Sebastian, signed to Ethan from Sebastian, and that was specially like, so the head of media and communications at the team, yeah. You only hear on TikTok. No, I'm here on Twitch and YouTube as well. So head over to, and Instagram, but obviously I'm not live on Instagram. But yeah, no, I'm active there. But yeah, so look, this will be interesting. Let's hope that it ends up being a good race. I'm sure it will. Rounding the final corners now. It's just about time. Which is most successful for live streams? Twitch is probably the most populated. I mean, sorry, TikTok's probably the most populated. There's a lot of competition on Twitch and YouTube. I like my TikTok community. We're very friendly over here. It do be very strong. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just about rounding the final corners and getting set up for the start of this race. Are we ready, ladies and gentlemen? Are we friendly over here? Yes, everyone is super friendly. Everyone is incredibly friendly. Alrighty, guys. Are you ready for the start of this race? The McLaren pit wall is just praying for a clean start for everyone. The safety car is approaching the back of the grid. That's the green flag waving. It's 1 light, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Eagerly waiting, and we are racing in Austria. We get a really great start there from Charles Leclerc, who could try and stick it down the inside. Lando going incredibly defensive, and that's Oscar Piastri around the outside. He's going to get the better run down out of the first corner and could even potentially have the pressure now on his teammate heading into turn 3. That was a really great start from Oscar. He's going to go dummy to the inside, dive to the outside, see if he can get that switchback line. Under braking now, Lando Norris is going to park it on the apex as best he can, and we've got Kimi Antonelli has DNF'd from this race. He's collided with Max Verstappen, and that is going to have to be a safety car now at turn 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we said it was going to happen, and it has happened. They've got to put a safety car out here. We've got Kimi Antonelli stranded on the apex of the tightest corner on the track. It's only a yellow flag for now, and Verstappen also doesn't seem to be moving. That is absolutely appalling scenes for Max Verstappen in this championship fight, and there it is. There's the safety car, but did we have any overtakes happen during that period of the yellow flags? Let's have a look and rewatch the start of this race. I think Russell has given back his overtake on Lewis Hamilton, and that's Max Verstappen out. Ladies and gentlemen, it goes from bad to worse. Max is sat there. I've actually not seen him that disappointed looking in quite some time. We've got Pierre Gasly up into P6 now. Liam Lawson did fall down to P9. I thought that might be the case. It was going to be a bit of a slower start. Was Liam caught up in that? I think he might have been, you know. Let's have a look at this back. I saw it happening. Kimi Antonelli went to the inside. I wonder if he was just a little bit off-put by what was happening. Max Noble in defeat, waving to the fans there. Oh, mate, 3 corners in, and we've got 2 cars out. He did lock up down the inside, but what was happening on the outside? You know, there he goes over to Kimi, and he's talking about the situation. Look, I'll be honest. This is respect from both of them. Look, Max, everyone can hate on Max as much as they want, but at the end of the day, look at this. He is wholesome, okay? Like, Max knows that, you know, Kimi technically just took him out the race, right? But he is still going over him, you know, chatting to him, and we've seen people scrap in this position in the past, and Max is noble. He's trying to smile through it all, and at the end of the day, I gotta feel bad for Kimi here, right? Let's have a look at this race start. So what we saw there was we had Charles Leclerc get an incredible launch, and Lando knew it. So Lando has to cover that off going to the inside, but then opens that up for Oscar Piastri around the outside, and he's licking his lips at this point. He knows that that's where the traction is, around the outside, carry the speed. And, okay, so what we've Kimi Antonelli now, let's see if we can jump on board. We're going to see that start again from Lando. He's going to move across nicely. And, yeah, Oscar, that just opened up for him nicely around the outside. I think Lando now is going to really have to fight for this one for the rest of the race here. It's not going to come easy for him. Bortoletto did well to maintain it, so we've got George Russell there. That's not what we're focused on. I'm surprised Oscar wasn't able to get this done. Yeah, okay, so... yikes. Yep, so Lawson was caught up in that, and that's why he's fallen back a few places. But let's see what happens here. So Max is minding his own business, and it's Kimi that locks up into him, you know. Max is absolutely a passenger there. Hang on, what's Max saying? I'm out, I got hit like crazy, fuck idiots. Okay. Yes, he said that over the radio. However, we understand. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, so he got caught out. Yeah, that's a mistake. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. So, yeah, essentially what's happened there, guys, is Kimi got kind of blinded by how early people were slowing down for this. So he's behind the Racing Bulls. Yeah, that was just a mistake. You got to feel for him. So, yeah, Bortoletto and Lawson were kind of side by side, and Antonelli thought the best option was to go down the inside and see if he could get out the way. Safety car is ending at the end of this lap, and we've got Hadjar, who has pitted, so he's on to a fresh set of mediums now. Down a few places after that, but also on the back of the grid with a fresh set. My question is, does he think he can make it to the end or something? Because if that was the case, wouldn't you try a hards? I don't know. Classic rookie move. It was a bit of a shame, to be honest. At least Max didn't crash out at Kimi. Absolutely. Look, you've got to respect him, right? He might cook. I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing what happened to Max Verstappen. Unfortunately, Kimi Antonelli did collide with him, and it's a double DNF. We've got Verstappen, Antonelli, and Carlos Sainz out of this race, and it's only lap 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you were a gambling individual and you put a bet on for there to be a safety car, you would be incredibly happy. Green flag now, and it was a very early start there from Lando Norris before the final 2 corners. I mean, you do carry speed all the way through there, so you don't necessarily blame him for that. He's got a lovely little start there, Lando, but equally, Oscar has too. He's going to be within half a second. As long as he can maintain that through the first lap, he just needs to stay within DRS when it opens at the end of this lap. DRS is incredibly powerful around here. Gabby Bortoletto is still P8. Lawson is P9. So even though Liam did, you know, get knocked back a little bit from that, as long as he's not got any damage, he should still be in a decent position here in this race. We got the Alpine pushing off the Haas of Ollie Behrman, Ollie Behrman slipping down to P12. The question being, who was the overtaker, and does anyone have to give back the position? We've got the Mercedes of George Russell now going down the inside of Lewis Hamilton. He's unable to make it stick down into turn 5, or turn 4, sorry. George is looking racy. He's looking very quick. Liam Lawson for the podium. Jordan, look, maybe. Do I think Tsunoda will still have his Red Bull seat? Look, it might not really. It's a hard one, because if Red Bull even went to Hadjar and said, hey, look, you know, we want you, I don't think Hadjar wants it. I almost think that the second Red Bull seat is the sacrificial seat at the moment, in my opinion. And I think that to be the popular opinion among most F1 individuals at the moment. DRS is now open. Oscar is within that, and that is important for him in making sure he doesn't fall away from Lando. But the only thing is while the DRS is incredibly powerful around here, and it can save you a lot of time, the problem is that you could eat away your tyres if you spend too long in that turbulent, hot air of the car in front. So it's a bit of a trade-off there. We've got Max coming into the paddock. He's got the cameras on him. Let's see. He's disappointed, as to be expected. And Kimi, though, not taking off his helmet. So that's to be expected. Don't think Hadjar wants the other Red Bull seat. No, not yet. Toria, I don't know what that says, unfortunately. I'm very sorry. My apologies. So, Oscar is, look, this is going to be a long battle, this. Yeah, the first half of the lap, being ahead is incredibly powerful. And then, sorry, let me try that again. In the first half of the lap, being behind the car in front in that DRS is incredibly strong. But in, second half of Sector 2 and whole of Sector 3, it's lots of high-speed corners where that turbulent air is incredibly distracting. Not only distracting for one's ability to drive the car, but of course, like the car itself is just going to be shaken about. So, yeah, Kimi Antonelli crashed he had a little bit of a lock-up. Oscar Piastri's now diving down the inside of Lando Norris. That was very cheeky. He was having a look. Mate, Lando did well there. He covered that off without having a silly jolt across to the right. But he went for this. Guys, we are looking at McLarens that are going to be proper battling for this championship right to the end now. Oscar is absolutely sending it. How did Carlos get fried? His brakes were on fire. It didn't start properly. Oscar is sending it. He's 8/10 now, so he's closer on the start of this lap than he was on the last. And he should be able to do something quite similar. If he can get a good exit here out of turn 1. Mate. Yeah, wow. Okay, so the McLarens are going to run away with this. Though if they start scrapping a little bit early, then obviously the Ferraris might be able to come back into it if they're able to preserve their tyres and all those good things. But Oscar is looking incredibly eager here to get past his teammate of Lando Norris. And you can't really blame him. You think Alonso can overtake? Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, Oscar did have a little bit of a cheeky look there. He's on the radio. Your call on the racing situation. So they've been told that Oscar has been told that he can race as he wants. So if that means, bide your time, bide your time. If that means battle now, absolutely go for it. So, interesting. Colapinto and Ollie Behrman incident has been reported. That was to be expected when we saw that a few laps ago. Let's see what Oscar does here. Obviously, again, Sector 2 and 3, he's going to drop back by a couple tenths, but as long as he's in that DRS at the start, finish straight, he'll climb that back half a second before turn 3. So don't be too disheartened when you're seeing that time fluctuate throughout the lap. That's to be expected. So you see here, again, DRS is open again. And if Oscar is able to sort of preserve a bit of battery here and just use the DRS to keep his distance to Lando while Lando's under the pressure, if you can force Lando to chew away at that battery life, you could be at a situation where Oscar is, able to jump at him when he's a bit vulnerable. So we can't see the delta just now, but he is going to be all over him into turn 4 every time now. This is going to be interesting to see. McLaren should do a Ricciardo Verstappen crash. Well, they essentially did that in Canada, right? To a degree. It was on the left-hand side of the track. It was one into the back of the other. Only one survived and the other didn't. This is going to be a long one. What you don't want to see is a huge disparity between these two. You'd like, for the sake of the racing fan, you'd like them to stay on much the same strategy too. Because as long as they're on the same strategy, obviously they're going to be close to each other throughout the whole race. This is going to be interesting. So Oscar is still in DRS. It should have been in the detection zone. I wonder if I think Lando's trying to break DRS here. I'd love to see what his ERS is on right now. You can see at the start of the straights, he's gaining a bit, and then DRS kicks in, and then he's not so much. Yeah, Lando might be eating at his tyres here. Oscar went a little bit deep there into turn 3, though. I mean, it's the sort of corner where even if you do go a bit deep, you can still get a good exit. But this is... Oh, mate, I'm on here. I'm hooked. Albon up into P6 now, overtaking Pierre Gasly. So Gasly on the softs, he made up a few places on the start. But Albon has now got past, so you could almost argue that after 9 laps, those softs are starting to fall off a little bit. But honestly, I'm not too shocked. I'm not too shocked. What happened to Verstappen, Joseph? So Verstappen was, for the lack of a better word, taken out by Kimi Antonelli. It was a bit of an unfortunate one. Kimi made a bit of an error. It was nothing malicious, nothing stupid. He just got caught out. So this is the overtake there from Alex Albon down the inside, and Gasly not necessarily putting too much of a fight. He knows the situation. This is going to be a strategy race, absolutely. But the McLarens, mate, it's going to be interesting. I have the same haircut as Oscar. Thank you, AJ. Much love. And Sainz, he didn't start the race. He couldn't get off the start, and then his brakes were on fire once he finally got going. Oscar is incredibly close here. I reckon he's going to be deploying ERS. He could be cheeky here, maybe, and take a dive. He's going to the outside. He's going to get a better run here than Lando, and if he can get a good exit, he might be able to chuck it down the inside on the left-hander here. I don't think he's going to go for it because it's incredibly risky, but Oscar is all over him. It's going to happen sooner or later, and he's drifted wide. Interesting. Oscar is all over him. He's going to have him here. Oh, here we go. But has Lando decided now that this is kind of a lost cause, and the more Lando pushes, the worse the situation? I don't know. You could almost argue that they should work together somewhat here, but that said, they've already pulled 4 seconds to the Ferraris behind. So Oscar should get this done here. He'd want to get the detection. This is going to be a bit of DRS chicken, maybe. Lando now, he's going to go to the inside. He's going to defend him, try and squeeze him. They're late on the brakes. And it's Oscar Piastri into first place here, and he should have the DRS, but Lando gets a lovely switchback, and they're side by side, but who's got the DRS? It's Lando who got the DRS. Lando was behind, and Oscar's going to have to concede that. Lando Norris, that was incredibly well done. Oscar's going to try and go around the outside again. He locks up a little bit, trying to get for the switchback. Look, it's not a whole lot has changed, but Oscar is still all over him. This is going to be a very long battle. He's going for it down the inside. Lando Norris is taking the wider line. They're battling the whole lap here. And Oscar, maybe he should have bided his time because he's going to be half a second back now as they finish this lap. Wow. This is going to be good. This is good. This is good. Papaya rules, baby. Papaya rules. There's no number one driver. Let's go, baby. Let's go. No team orders. Wow. So 7/10 lost from being compromised in Sector 3 there. This is going to be a good race. Oscar is a man who is willing to get the elbows out. And Lando, I think this is a really good test for him. This is a really good test because we haven't really seen them go, wheel to wheel all that much this season. They've had their own times to be up against other people, but to have Lando versus Oscar, they came close a couple times, namely last weekend when there was a crash. So this is a really cool. It's kind of been boiling up to this point in the season. We're almost about halfway through the year, and it's starting, guys. It's starting. Oscar is going to bide his time. We've got Gabby Bortoleto now going down the inside. That's going to be a beautiful move. Up into P7, Gabby. Well done, lad. Yeah, so those soft tyres of Pierre Gasly are absolutely dying, but he's still hanging on to it. I want to see it. He's going for it around the outside. Sorry, Gabby is going to drift wide. As long as he can keep it still pinned on the inside, he's done it. Gabby Bortoleto up into P7. Oscar Piastri's dropped down to a second now. He has still got DRS just about. Lando is trying desperately to break the DRS here. You see how, again, you can see at the start of the straight, look at that, how the delta expands. So he starts pulling away by a little bit. And that's because he's trying to dump that battery at the start of the straight so that he can pull away. But what this means is that if Oscar is able to just still stay within the DRS and push Lando to use that battery up in a lap or two again, it's going to be relatively drained, and Oscar is going to be shaping up another attack. Wow. Just looking at the tyre wear, Oscar looks to be having a little bit of a band on his front right there, as said by Kurun Shandok. Big ups, my boy. So is ERS battery? Yes, it is. So ERS is the energy recovery system. This is incredibly interesting. The McLarens are absolutely sending it. So yeah, the Ferraris and the Mercedes are managing here. So they're trying to go longer, whereas the McLarens are just Well, they know that realistically they've got the pace right. So what's going on with Max? So he DNF'd. Max DNF'd on turn 1, not turn 1, lap 1, turn 3. Antonelli looked up into turn 3, and yeah, it took him out, unfortunately. So Oscar, as long as he can stay within the DRS at a reasonable pace and force Lando to use up his ERS. Oh, but Bortoletto's up into P6. Albon into the pits, obviously, so that's how he's moved up there. But, yeah. Oh, the gearbox of Oscar is getting a bit warm, but that's to be expected, obviously, because you are following Lando incredibly closely. And heading into turn 4 there, he keeps getting within a few tenths, but again, through second half of Sector 2 and Sector 3, you're looking at, honestly, nothing too favourable to be following. Lando looked like he had a bit of a washed out moment there halfway through the corner, though, so I reckon Oscar could be all over him here. We're having a look at Ollie Behrman now and Colapinto, I believe this was, where there was this where they had an investigation? So Ollie's moving to the outside, and this is on Gasly. That, I think that was a different one, sorry. That was just a standard overtake. That was a lovely overtake from from Ollie Behrman. Oscar is now into turn 1. He's dummying down the inside. He's trying to put Lando under pressure to get a worse exit here, and I think he's done it. Oscar's going to be all over him here. Here we go, guys. Here we go. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. Oscar's going to have so much speed heading into the braking zone. I hope he should get the DRS here. Lando's going to the inside. Oscar's got the DRS and the better exit here. He's going to have him into turn 4. Oscar Piastri now is going to be down. There's the DRS open. Lando's incredibly vulnerable unless he's got 100% battery, which I don't think he does. Lando Norris is going to go down to the inside, trying to go defensive. He's got a little bit deeper than he might have wanted. Oscar's going to get a good exit here, but I don't think you risk going for it again through here, because Oscar tried it last time and that compromised him big time. So Oscar's taking the narrower line there. Oscar washing out a bit more. It's interesting to see. Obviously, Oscar is trying to get a bit of clear air for one. Cool down his gearbox and his engine a little bit. But this is this is gonna be interesting. Oh, he's kicking up a bit of dust there as Lando Norris into Oscar Piastri. But yeah, so you see half a second or so gets dropped there through Sector 3. It's just impossible to follow with much vigor. Oscar, again, 7 tenths at the start of the straight. Initially a bit of a pull away from Lando using the battery, but then the DRS. So it's going to be much of this for the whole race, and I can't complain. What happened to Kimi? He DNF'd on lap 1, unfortunately. He locked up into Max Verstappen, and that's why Max is also out. He's also going to go for it. He's going to have to sooner or later. You need to force it. Get the elbows out. Run him wide a little bit. Land with a little bit of a snap there. Okay. Charles Leclerc being sassy. He's been told to do something, and he says, "That's what I'm doing, Brian. That's what I'm doing." I love that from Charles. So you can just see how hard it is to follow in the dirty air, because all you've got is fast speed corners. Lando Norris probably gets a track limits there. Oh, he's kicked up. Yeah, a bit of oversteer. And, oh, he's gone off there. That's why Oscar got so close the other lap. I see. Sassy Charles. Oh, we've got a DNF. Alex Albon. Oh, Williams. Oh, no. It's a double DNF. That is absolutely tragic, man. That is not ideal. You've got to feel for him. Oh, man. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oscar is all over him again, heading into the hairpin. Wow. Lando Norris on the radio. Oh, the strategies. Turn 6 Apex. He's trying to take it narrower to mess up Oscar. That's very fascinating that they're literally giving team radios to battle against each other. Obviously, it's only natural, right? Because they are fighting with each other, but you don't usually hear that. Usually it's, quite teamwork. So it's cool to hear that from them. Yuki going for a move on, I believe that to be Fernando Alonso. Well, no, Lance Stroll, and he's pushed him. He's pushed him off there. Yeah, that's not good from Yuki Tsunoda. What happened with Max? He DNF'd on lap 1. Kimi Antonelli locked up into the side of him, unfortunately for him. So Tsunoda should get maybe a 5 or 10 second penalty for that, I believe. Not that I want that to happen, but it's what is fair, I believe, in my opinion. And he kept the position as well, so it looks like they're just trying to see this one off. You know, if they gave the position back straight away, then maybe it'd be okay, but... The front wing looks like it's broken. Why? Because of like the extra little ridge on the side. Interesting. I love how they're comparing the gap between Bortoleto and Lando Norris. I think that's because they're trying to see what the pit stop would drop back to be. Yep. Come on, Oscar. Down the main straight, 8 tenths is pretty solid, so you'll gain a couple tenths here. And then turn 1, if you can get a good exit. So there you go, there's your couple tenths. Get a nice exit here. Get the second dose of DRS. Lando looked to have a bit of a rocky exit, but he does have that battery deployment. This race is very interesting. Absolutely, it's going to be crazy. So the McLarens are just pushing hard. Oscar is going quite deep there on the brakes, but if he can get the car straight, that's a really nice exit, and he's going to have the DRS here. Lando has pulled away with a good initial exit speed, but now Oscar's catching up. Does he try and send it down the inside? I'm sure he's going to have a think about it. No, it's again more of the same. This is a very interesting race here. The fireworks are going to come out soon. It's going to boil to a melting pot, you know. The sun looks like it's broken. Right, okay. Yeah, I would love to know the ERS of both of them. Lando on the radio. Okay, so Lando is being told that if they're going to get passed by Oscar, then they're going to box. Interesting. Can you imagine the scenes where they accidentally double stack on each other because they're battling so hard and the team radios might get confused? I'm calling it now. They're going to have an accidental double stack. What would be absolutely peak here is if Oscar gets past Lando before the pit entry and then pulls in. That would be peak. Here we go. Oscar should get past here as well. I reckon it's going to happen. He's going to have hella speed. Maybe Lando's dumping the rest of his battery, knowing that he needs to come into the box. Oscar's going for the move down the inside. Oh, there's almost contact. He's done incredibly well to not carousel into the side of his teammate there, but he has lost a hell of a lot of time, and Lando can now enjoy probably at least another lap or two of staying out in front. But he is sliding through the corners. I think he's coming in. He knows it. That's the one. Box. So Lando's coming in. He's going for the undercut. Does Oscar now stay out for more than one lap? So that he can sort of get a bit of a tyre delta. Because obviously now if he comes back in on the next lap, you would have to say that he's going to get undercut. Here we go. Let's have a look. So, oh, it's a bit of a slow stop for Lando. Maybe like a 3 seconds there. 3.1. That could be exactly what Oscar needs. 3.1. That could be absolutely pivotal. So Lando is now exiting. He's got Gabby Bortoleto. He should keep his position, but Gabby might pick up a dose of DRS here. Because, oh no, he should be okay. He should be okay. Let's have a look. Does Piastri come in on this lap now, or does he wait, guys? What do we think? I think he might benefit from taking an extra lap to get a little bit more out of these tyres. Absolutely send it. Maybe he's got... Yeah, Piastri box. No? Let's see your pace and free air. Okay, let's have a look at what Oscar can do. He's got a flat spot, so he wants to come in. Why? If he's got flat... In all due respect, if Oscar's saying, I've got a flat spot, does that not tell you that... he wants to come in? Front left on Lando's pit stop there, unfortunately. So Norris did pit. So Lando's just come into the pits. He's put on his hards, and he should be able to... No, he shouldn't be able to go to the end. So I don't believe Oscar's coming in again, guys. So he's staying out. Yeah. Bortoletto coming into the pits now. That's an incredible first stint from him. Well played to the man in the Sauber. We've got Hadjar on the back of Stroll. The flat spot looks okay. Let's have a look. Not pleasant, but it's okay, he says. Okay. Okay. Bortoletto, it's not the worst stop. It's not the worst, considering what we used to see from the Saubers. I'm sure they'll be happy to have a 2.4. Meanwhile, on track, Nico Hülkenberg is going for a move on Ollie Behrman up into P12. There you go. So the Saubers running 11th and 12th with Bortoletto now probably going to try and shape up a move as he's exit the pits here. Let's have a look. No, he's not going to be able to get it done. Hülkenberg did that very well. Feels like McLaren have tipped their hat to Norris. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I reckon. But the tyre delta would be handy. It just means that now they're not going to necessarily be battling wheel to wheel with equal pace for such a long time. I'd like to see Oscar come in now, but it's also... Now, the tyre delta's not going to be that crazy, but the track position and the gap would be a couple seconds. So it's almost... Yeah, Oscar's got a bit of an awkward situation here, I think. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I feel like Oscar might get the short end of the stick here. Oscar wants the delta. That's valid. They're extending here. So what the radio there just asked Oscar is they said, would you rather be 4 seconds behind Lando with a delta or 1.5 behind? So in other words, would you like to come in now and be 1.5 seconds behind, but relatively on the same tyre life? Or would you like to extend this medium push at the start and then box and be a couple extra seconds behind, but with newer tyres? And Oscar has made the decision for himself that he would rather stay out and get a bit more tyre delta. So that's what he's doing. Lando's going to hear that, though, and know that he needs to either manage and or extend that gap as much as he can. Hello, Pookie Finney. Welcome along. How you going? Isabella, thank you for the follow. Vilfred, thank you for the follow. Do I think radio should be silent? No. I think they add a whole lot to the... They add a lot. They're really good in terms of adding to the broadcast, in my opinion. Okay, Oscar's going to be on his way in now. Let's see how we go. A good entry here and a good stop for Oscar is necessary. Nice and slow. Nice, he's made it in. Come on, Oscar. Come on. Oh, it's slower. It's even slower. Sabotage! Sabotage! It's sabotage. I did that deliberately. That was deliberate. That was deliberate. Kat, thank you for the follow. And 80k, thank you for the follow. That's really unfortunate. Damn it. Weber Vettel vibes? Absolutely. One Peak, thank you for the follow. Welcome along. Oh, they couldn't just get the front left off. That's really poor form. That's a shame. What happened to Verstappen? So, Antonelli locked up on lap 1 and took him outside on. Charles Leclerc into the pits. Oscar is straight out the pits and setting the fastest lap. Oh, sorry. No, he's not. A better stop for Leclerc. Kicks are doing better stops than McLaren. Crazy, right? Sauber's having better stops than McLaren is unheard of behavior. Oscar's up in third now, back where he belongs, but he has got 6 seconds now to Lando. Lando maybe have been given a little bit of a lifeline there. Borderlotto radio. Is he letting me by? Okay. Goodness me, guys. What happened to Albon? Albon, I don't actually know. I haven't heard yet. I didn't notice. So Gabby, mate, there's a lot of traffic here, so it's an awkward one. Hulkenberg doesn't want to stop to let him pass, but also, yeah. Has Alonso pitted? I don't believe so, no. Hamilton's coming in now. Piastri, let's watch that gap. So it's 6.5 on lap 26. 6.5 on lap 26. Let's take note of that, shall we? Alright, let's watch that, shall we? In comes Lewis Hamilton. That's a nice stop. 2.2. That's how it's done. McLaren, take notes. There we go. Back down into P6 for Lewis Hamilton. Fernando is on. He's doing well. To be fair, is he going for a one stop or something? It seems odd for him to still try and be out on that one set. Lawson in a similar position. Leclerc going down the inside of Fernando, and Fernando knows that that one should be done, though he might try it. Nah, he should hopefully just try and follow him through here. If Fernando does the right thing, he will try and stay with Leclerc and try and follow through past Liam Lawson. Albon DNF'd, I'm not sure why, by the way. Lance Stroll's finally into the pits off those set of mediums. Here we go. Yeah, Alonso's not going to be able to follow Leclerc through here, though. That dirty air on those old tyres is going to be absolutely diabolical. So Lando is pulling away a little bit from Oscar, a tenth or so here and there. Gabby Bordeletta now getting past Pierre Gasly up on a P10. So double points right now. Oh, Gasly's got it back, but he's gone deep, and that's going to be easy pickings for Bordeletta back down the inside there. It's interesting, having a look at the curb through that middle sector, how scuffed up it is and how burnt it looks. It's a funny thing to watch. Piastri radio. Feedback from pit wall maneuver in turn 4 with front lockup was marginal. We can't do it again. Essentially, he's saying don't do anything stupid. So that's fair enough. So essentially what that was, the move where he almost took out Lando. Don't do that, essentially. How do you feel Verstappen DNF? Well, how did he DNF? I know that one. How do I feel about it? Unlucky. It's not Verstappen's fault whatsoever. Kimi made a mistake. It is what it is. We move on, Feel bad for him and just go about your day. How did he? So, yeah, Kimi Antonelli turned 3 on lap 1, the hairpin, just locked up and then took to the inside and took out Max. So, unlucky. Max had no part in that. He was just a passenger. He just happened to be the unlucky one. How do I get tired? Do I get tired of explaining it? Sure. Not too much. It's okay. I enjoy what I do. Gabby Bordelotto up into P9. Alonso in the points for now. He'll drop out the points, that's for sure. But also he should be able to get back in. Hadjar is into the pits. His second stop of the race. Who do I want to win the championship? Oscar Piastri. So come on, lad, get a trot on. You got this, lad. Oh, we got Lewis Hamilton now all over the back of Lawson. He's going for it around the outside. He's been pushed onto the grass there a little bit. This is incredibly close. Lawson's better be careful here. Do not get... Yeah, there you go. The only problem I was worried about there, and I said, Liam, you better not, is he better not accidentally drift wide, because with these old tyres, mediums that he's on, it's incredibly easy to accidentally have a bit of understeer mid-corner. So with Lewis going around the outside there, out of Liam's control, if he had just had a tiny bit of a understeery, old tyre moment, he would have collided with Lewis and likely taken both of them out. So that's what we were concerned about there, but he went through all good. Liam still in P5. Not too shabby Alonso. And speaking of Alonso, slightly behind in P6. So lap 30 now out of 70. Piastri has 4 lap or newer hards, I should say. with a gap of 6.4 seconds. People complaining about grip. Yeah, Pierre Gasly incredibly unhappy about the grip. Understandable, to be fair. Understandable. Wow. Colapinto, nice move up the inside of Tsunoda. What happened to Verstappen? So Verstappen DNF'd, Antonelli locked up into the side of him. Oh, Tsunoda's going to crash into him here, I reckon. Yep, understeer. There it is. Yep, it was going to happen. The understeer. Colapinto, he's still moving. He spun around. He got moving pretty quick there. You could just see it happening. Sorry, not Colapinto. Tsunoda's trajectory was just going to keep drifting out wide there. Unfortunately, it just didn't quite have it turned in. It's a shame. Tsunoda, it might be in a bit of trouble here. I think that's the second thing he's done now. Yikes. There's a lot of gravel on the track now. It'll be interesting to see if they just carry on. They're switching. They're fixing the front wing. So Piastri has taken off half a second in 6 laps. So he's going to need to start picking it up a bit more now. But what you want to do, though, is you want to bring in your set of tyres carefully. So if you've got the option to, dictate your pace when you get a new set of tyres, you want to ease them in. The initial amount of wear on the tyre is crucial. They're vulnerable at the start. They can be incredibly fast, but they can also be torn up quite quickly. It's a weird thing. But if you can bring them in calmer, ease them in a little bit, then you're kind of cooking for the rest of it. Lando might have needed to push. In theory, Lando should have needed to push harder than Oscar at the start of their tyre life here on these hards. So you might argue that Piastri's tyres will come alive nicer at peak performance than Lando's, with also having a delta. Maybe that's me being delusional. I don't know, but we'll see. We go the Alpine now on the Haas. There we go. Ocon is going to look for the switch back. He might get it. There's a bit of a front wing debris there from Yuki Tsunoda. He's going to try and stick it around the inside. No, he might still get it though, because he's kind of forcing the error. Jeez, pushing Pierre Gasly through the corner there. Do we know what tyres everyone has left? So, I mean, you can see what everyone's used so far. So if you're on TikTok, you can see it here, and if you're on YouTube and Twitch, you can see the tyres there. So that's what they've used, obviously. Lawson is now into the pits. Finally, it's about time, I'd say. Sainz and Albon DNF'd. Sainz never started the race. Albon DNF'd, I don't know. Ocon is waiting to make a move there on Pierre Gasly. Gets the DRS on the exit of turn 1, and that should be easy pickings into turn 3. Not bad. Oscar, another 0.2 again. Here we go. There goes Ocon. But Gasly's going to have DRS if he can get a nice exit here. But the tyre delta is 7 laps there. Ferrari 3-4. It looks on, is what I'll say. I think Alonso might be trying to see if there's a safety car coming out, which is not a terrible idea. 10-second penalty for Tsunoda. That was to be expected. Late to the stream. Antonelli Karma strikes again. Yep, super happy with McLaren and Ferrari. I wish the McLarens were still battling will to will, but anyway, this is how the race will probably end. Wouldn't be shocked. And speaking of Fernando, he is now in. You can't see it out anymore. You just lose too much time. Am I showing the race on Twitch? I am showing a little bit more data than I am here. Showing as much as I can legally. The position 1 to 5 is done for the race. I don't necessarily disagree. We're in a very interesting situation where there's a lot of points up for grabs for other teams here. So ignoring the top 5, Haas, Alpine, Sauber, Racing Bulls, Aston Martin are really licking their lips here. Because one of the Mercedes is gone, both Williams are gone, and both Red Bulls are effectively out the race as well. So there's a lot of points on the board here for those teams down the bottom. And Bortoletto's in the driving seat right now. But that said, Bortoletto needs to stop again. Lawson and Alonso are going to the end. So do watch that. Oscar now setting the fastest lap. 5.2 the gap. 5.3 the gap, I should say. So we are on lap 35. And so in 9 laps, they've dropped 1.2. So 1.2 divided by 9. How much is that a lap? Where's the calculator? What happened to Antonelli? He DNF'd at the start of the race. He locked up into Max Verstappen. So he's doing 1.3 tenths per lap. Is Oscar. So he's gonna have to work really hard to get past here. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Lando's gonna win this race, I reckon. Though there is still 34 laps. You know, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Yo, what's good, Loggy? Welcome along. Bortoletto P6 is looking pretty solid for the end of the race here, though he has to stop again, so he's going to really need to push on. Hadjar is chasing Colapinto for 13th. He's going to go down the inside. That's really tight. There's going to be contact here. Oh, he's given enough room. He has given enough room. Colapinto did well there to not make contact, I'll be honest. Good move from Isaac. Good move. The Racing Bulls are looking good. Hadjar going to the end, as is Lawson, as is Alonso. That'll be good. Watch those four. P11 through P13 right now. They're going to the end. Just you watch. Feel bad for Ferrari? Yeah. Oh, well. I just have the pace right now. Like up the live. Thank you, Jacko. Thank you very much. Much love. Yeah, Charles knows exactly what you can't show. He's been ripped off. He's been ripped off too many times. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on TikTok right now and you haven't already, make sure you hit that follow button and also head over to Instagram. That's where all the good content is, of course. You know how it be. We'll be live all the time. Anyone watch the UFC? I haven't watched the UFC, actually. Yikes. I have not. Oscar, 5 seconds now, so, you know, slowly but surely. AJ, thank you for the follow. Charles should have left. I don't know, give him time, man. We've got a new season next year. Yeah, Liam, Alonso, and Hadjar should be going to the end from now. Chris, thank you for the follow. I don't know, I've still got hope for Ferrari. I wouldn't count them out just yet, guys. Don't count them out. There's still hope. Yeah, Alex retired, as has Verstappen, as has Antonelli, as has Carlos. They have indeed retired. So in comes now Pierre Gasly, I believe that is, into the pits. And Lawson up into P10 and going to the end as well. Lawson's on for a nice handful of points here. So Red Bull Racing will be scoring 0 points this weekend, by the way. Macy, you've done well. Thank you for the follow. By the way, guys, if you haven't picked up on this one, Oscar is taking a nice gap right now. He is on for this race, by the way. He's just taken the lead by, or taken the, half a second out of the lead in that last lap. He is cooking. David, thank you for the follow. V-Carb are doing well. Mate, bloody Sauber are going to score more than Red Bull. Haas might score more. They might not finish in the points. I think they might both drop out because they both need to stop again. I think Lawson, Alonso, Hadjar will get in to the points. Hadjar might struggle to get to the end, but he could definitely do it. Just depends on the pressure from Stroll if he gets caught up. Here you go. So a bit of traffic. Lando's making his way through the traffic okay, though. Oscar, mate, he's taken a lot of time out of, Oscar's taken a lot of time out of Lando here. Kimmy's not going back to truck? What? What do you mean? Kimmy DNF'd. So, Lando, the gap, 3.3 behind. Oscar's mate, he's just taken a second out of him last lap. 1 second. Oscar is going to win this race. He'll get him. He'll get him. He'll get him, lads. Because, look, there's no gap. There's no cars between Oscar and Lando. Mate, cooking. He got Stroll up next for Lando. Hopefully Lance can do his thing and defend. Okay. Can you imagine, mate? Here we go. Lando needs to check, though, where's the gap going to come for them to box? They need to fall behind the Ferrari and in front of the Mercedes. There's a nice little gap there open up on the track, if you guys can see that. See Ferrari or Russell winning if they crash into each other? Absolutely. Absolutely. Tell me who's that girl just what walked in the club. I can't show the race. Sorry, Landon. I would get in a lot of trouble with the police. Maybe not the police, but I would get in a lot of trouble with Formula One. Why? Because you have to pay for it. I don't own the rights to show it. McLaren double podium? Yeah, unless anyone crashes into anyone. It's not impossible. It does happen. It's free on cable. Where? Where is it free on cable? And if it's free on cable, watch it on cable. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm in Australia, so I don't have the same free-to-air as you. This is going to be interesting. So we've got Hulkenberg in now. Ooh, interesting. So that's a big shame. Oscar hasn't been able to get past Alonso. Um, we're on lap 44 out of 70 here, guys. Okay, Oscar gets past Stroll there. Or was it Alonso? No, it was Stroll, right? Yeah, it was Stroll. Um, come on. You need to get past that Sauber. We need Oscar to get past Hulkenberg ASA freaking P. Leclerc had no chance at the start. Well, once the McLarens got past him off the start itself, no, it was gone ski. The McLaren's just, so much quicker. Yeah, so the Ferraris have got 3-4. McLaren 1-2. That's pretty set in stone. Cruisy win for Lando. You'd be surprised, AJ. Just wait and see. When they've got to do a stop yet each. So that will be interesting. And then also traffic and safety car or what have you. You just never know. And Oscar is usually quite strong towards the back end of a race, so we shall see what we shall see. Hoping for Oscar or Charles. Charles not going to win, guys. Let's be real. If Charles wins, we'll be incredibly shocked. George Russell now trying to get past Issa Kadja. Shouldn't be too difficult for him, surely. We're uploading a video right now to Instagram and YouTube. If you want to go check that out, please do. Boring air race, well, Delicato Mondial. You will notice that the McLarens will be battling for this win, as they actually have already. So I wouldn't count that too bad of a race. There we go. Gabby P5, honestly, that would be incredible. Absolutely incredible for him. I really hope he does it, guys. I really do. Hamilton podium? Not happening. Oh! Maybe he will. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It was Hamilton that made the mistake. Oh, dear. I just saw a Ferrari make a mistake, and, you know, that could cost a bit of time, but it was, I believe that to be Ferrari of Hamilton. Oscar lost a bit of time there in turn 1. That's not ideal. That's not what you need. Esteban P6, well, that's not going to stay, I don't believe. So I think you're going to look for Lawson or Alonso to be around there, in my opinion. Behrman gets past Stroll, but Stroll gets a nice switchback. Behrman has the DRS, though, I believe, so he should be able to maintain that lead. Anyone know if Lando's Monster will be released in Australia? Probably not. Once they're retired, they can't race anymore. Correct. Correct. Back in the day, they used to have spare cars. Not anymore. Chucky Boy is into the pits now. They guarantee Ferrari mess up on strategy. But you can't really mess this up, right? There's not really anything going on. How did they end up getting retired? Crashing out. And not, like, crashing out, but crashing out as in, you know, hitting the wall or an engine issue or something like that. Which is what has happened. Goodness me, guys. It's late. Goodness me. You know what, lads, I can't wait until I'm in the UK and eventually I can, like, go watch the races and be live at a normal time. It's gonna be crazy. Hamilton's come in, but he doesn't want to. That's a bit of a shame. Am I just going to go there for a holiday? No, I'm going to move there for the rest of my life. You don't know if Piastri can catch Norris yet. You don't ever know, really, hey? I'm a photographer, Belkaz. What do you mean? I'm not a photographer. I do video stuff. Piastri can get the lead back. Anything's possible, guys. Anything's possible. Realistically, if Oscar wanted to now... Oh, could he? He could potentially try for a one-stop. No, I am going to move there, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to move to the UK in a year or so. This is the Germany situation. What does that mean? Is that Rosberg, or is that code for Rosberg? Can Max win? Well, since he's crashed... Yeah, he can. McLaren should pit again. Yes, they should. In theory. I also need Piastri to win for my sanity. Will I be streaming? Absolutely, yeah. I'll be going to the UK to do more of what we're doing now. But in a better place for it. Lando's in. Okay, Lando's in. So, Oscar has a decision to make. Does he try and somehow make this to the end? Or does he see this into the pits in a couple laps? I think it's going to be a box for Oscar. Oscar, one stop. It's possible. I think it is possible. It would be hard. This is the sort of place where you do want to have tyre life. Lots of high-speed corners. You got 17 laps left. Okay, Oscar's coming in at the end of the lap, guys. Piastri's in, guys. Piastri's in. Oh, Oscar's really going to have an incredible drive to pull this off now, because they're going to be on the same strat. Charlie's not winning? No, not this race at least. Unless somehow the McLarens collide. In comes Oscar. Okay, so they're not doing the one stop. But Oscar's going to have some traffic, no? I don't think he comes out in clear air. I think he comes out behind Colapinto and Sonoda. Be a good stop. Good. 2.8. No, it's going to be a 2.4. 2, flat. How about it? Does he come out in front of Sonoda? He better. Please, Oscar, please. No, he's not going to. Oh, dear. He gets the DRS, though. That's going to be helpful. Or did he not get the detection? He should get them on the exit here, though. So he'll get a dose of DRS here. Oh, watch it, Yuki. Come on, man. Blue flags, you dickhead. So he's not a dickhead. Franco! It's blue flags! Mate. Franco. Was he? Maybe he was just zoned out. I don't think that was intentional. I don't know if he knew what he was doing there. He might have just been completely unaware. Franco pushed Oscar off onto the grass under blue flags. Well, Lando's won this now. Well done, Lando. Yikes. Yeah, he's going to get in trouble for that. Oh dear, Franco. It's a shame. Oh dear, what happened to Albon? I actually can't remember. I don't. It was some sort of mechanical issue. Piastri's got a warning? Oh, it's his incident's being investigated. Right. Oscar 3.39. Let's track this. So lap 56. Let's be tracking this, shall we? So 3.5 on 56. All right, let's watch this. Let's watch this gap. Oh yeah, once there was a bit of a differential between Oscar and Lando, it was a bit of a snooze fest. But like overall though, let's not be pessimistic. It has been a good race still. Yeah, Oscar's flying now. He's fuming. When you make Oscar angry, he goes sicko mode. So watch this space, okay? Watch out. Yeah, Oscar, an angry Oscar is a fast Oscar. In Ice Boy we trust. Ice Boy, crazy. Yeah, Oscar crashed out after quali, yeah. Come on, Gabby, well done. Alonso to the end, vamos. The one stop looking optimal. 3.1 currently. Are you slightly ahead? I think you might be ahead. It's 3.3 now, actually, never mind. Maybe it's just fluctuating. Are we going to see Hamilton win? Not yet, we're not. Looks like Lando is pushing on now again. Yeah, he will be. Driver of the day. Fernando, maybe. I mean, Hulkenberg's probably going to get a point here. So, okay, let's just look at this. So, Colapinto got 5 seconds for forcing another driver off the track, but he should also get a penalty for ignoring blue flags, right? Because not only did he force another driver off the track, he had blue flags. Unless they hadn't technically waved the blue flag to him yet. In which case, the FIA has to take ownership for that. Bro, Lance Stroll is not going to finish last here because of the penalties. Yeah, the junior team's cooking here for Red Bull. Gotta love that. Lamborghini win their first ever 12 hours of Spa. Big ups. Good stuff. Here you go. See Hulkenberg here on, I believe, Hadjar. Yep. Nice move. Clean. No contact. Crazy how that works. Who knew Liam would lead for home race Red Bull? Yeah. And not in the car named Red Bull as well, which is interesting. Alonso's all over the back of him, though. Alonso's going to get P6 here, and that is a good day for me. That is a good day. I'm very chuffed with that. Oscar, another fastest lap, but Lando's pretty much representative pace. It's not a whole lot difference. They're going to go tit for tat here. Though, if he can do a 10th a lap, that's 30 laps he needs. So he needs to do like 2 tenths a lap. Even then, though, he needs 3 tenths a lap he needs. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be hard. But once you get into the 1 second, then you're good. So, 2 seconds he needs to drop still. And that is 10 laps, 2 seconds. Yeah, it's 2 tenths a lap. But you need to do that earlier. He needs to be gaining 3 or 4 tenths a lap. Because what you need is to have a lap or 2 to be able to fight for the lead, because you're going to burn yourself up to try and get into that 1 second gap. Then you give yourself a little bit of time to recharge and that before actually going for it. Yeah, it's 2.6, 2.7 now. So he is gaining by that current 2 tenths a lap, but it needs to be more. It needs to be more. There you go. So he's gone half a second that lap. Oh, and there's traffic for Lando. There's traffic. Guys, come on, Oscar. Come on, Oscar. So he's done a second in 4 laps. This is possible, guys. This is possible. He's done 1 second out of the gap in 4 laps. And also, Lando has traffic. If Lando gets through traffic and Oscar gets caught up, GG's. It's going to come down to this traffic, guys. Yikes. The midfield battle's going to be really tight at the end of this. Okay, Lando gets past the Racing Bull. If Oscar gets caught up, I'll be fuming. Come on, get past clean. Get past clean. Come on, Oscar. Get the DRS and go past, please. It's Hajar in the way. It should be clean enough, surely. Here we go. Come on, come on. Hajar, do not battle this. I will be fuming. Give him the DRS and move. Give him the DRS and move. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're on. We're on. We're on. It's going to be like 1.5 by the end of this because I think he got DRS. Did he? No, he didn't. Never mind. I'm celebrating too early. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Oops. Sorry, I just got a little bit too excited a bit too soon there. Lando's got Ocon then soon as well. Come on, Oscar. Come on, 9 laps left. I'm going for Oscar. Not necessarily McLaren. Come on, man. Come on, Oscar. Oscar's quicker in high-speed corners, which is most of the time gain around here, which is huge. Come on, Oscar. I need to see what the battery is. We need to see the battery. Come on, Oscar. Come on. Lando gets caught up here by Ocon, and it's on. Lando gets caught up, and it's on. Look at the dirty air. Lando drifting out wider than he would have wanted there. Oscar will gain some time. So he gets past Ocon. He got past nice. Okay, damn it. That's not ideal. That's not ideal. Come on, Oscar. You need to get past because the dirty air is going to affect Oscar now here. That's the problem. If Ocon gets in the way... Okay, so he's got past, but it's going to cost him a little bit of time. 6/10 to DRS. It's going to be maybe more like 8/10 by the end of the straight here, I reckon, but... Guys, we're on. The Octopus, thank you for the follow. Come on, guys. Come on, 6/10, come on! There is Hulkenberg as well, which could also play a factor. Oscar is cooking. Come on, brother. 1.7, so you're going to have DRS if you can close up. Oh, dearie me. So it's Hulkenberg up next. You think lap 68 he'll get him? Yeah. Yeah, rest in peace for Max's DNF, am I right? So, Lando... God. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Hulkenberg, come on. I can't show the map view, unfortunately. I can't show that. It's technically like a streamed thing. Alright, so Oscar has dropped off a couple tenths this lap, which is not ideal, but we have traffic coming up soon for Lando. He's gaining time again, but don't worry, guys. We're looking at a situation of battery fluctuation, so you take everything with a grain of salt. Okay, interesting, Jack. I don't know, I'm not going to risk that. Oh, come on, Oscar. Lost a couple tenths there. Oh. Alright, we need that dirty air of Hulkenberg to play its effect here, guys. Oh, he's getting out the way. Okay, they reckon that Lando has a bit of front wing damage, but it's not going to be much. I reckon that's almost like a bluff, I'll be honest. Yeah, I don't know. It's not been doing anything. It's a bluff. Okay, so Oscar will get some DRS here from Hulkenberg, which would be generous. Just get out the way, Nico. Get out the way. You're getting the blue flags. Come on. Come on. Move. Move. Come on, Oscar. Okay. 7/10 to DRS. Clear air for both of them. 8/10 to DRS now. Alright, guys, come on. It's not too late. It's never too late. All he has to do is get in DRS and it's on. Oh, come on, Oscar. I don't know if it's on, guys. This is going to be... I think this is going to be a day late and $1 short. It's late. It is very late. Yeah, look, Lando, I think, is... He's going to be okay, I think. Oh, Lando. You've done well. You've been... honestly, I think Lando's been a bit fortunate here. The strategy call favoured him, I suppose, in a way. Oscar got a bit shafted by Franco Colapinto. If it wasn't for that, he would be well and truly on him. Yeah, I think Lando has this in the bag. But never say never. Lando defended that well to begin with. Yes, he did at the start. That was not bad from him here. Come on, Oscar. It's never too late. I think this might be done. He could lose it. Yeah, all it takes is one little mistake. One little mistake, and he's screwed. Look, I don't like wishing on someone's downfall for the benefit of someone else, okay? So I don't want to say I want to see Lando make a mistake. But if he does, I'm not going to be disappointed because I obviously want Oscar to win. But I also love Lando, so it's you know, catch-22, right? Michael Massey from the FIA. Well, it's just a shame that he lost his job. Yeah, the gap's not closing. It's 1.9 still. I do believe this is Lando's race. It looks like it's done. 1.9 this. Unless Lando happens to catch the traffic and get, like, sideswiped by it, it's done. Ah, dear. There is still traffic, but I don't know. It's gonna require a big error from the traffic. They're really coaching through Lando this here. Yeah. Yeah, this is it, guys. Lando's gonna win unless he gets taken out by Sonoda here or something crazy. Yeah, Hulkenberg for driver of the day should be done. Bortoletto on Alonso, I'd be impressed because look, honestly, I'm surprised Lawson held on to it. I thought Alonso would have had Lawson. Gabby Bortoletto on his manager here is a good story. He's going for it. He's going to get a nicer exit, I reckon. Here we go. Gabby is incredibly talented. Oh, he's had a snap in the dirty air. That's going to do it. Can I play Grow a Garden on stream? Honestly, I've never played it. So I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, come on, guys. Don't take out Lando. Don't take out Lando. I swear, don't do it. Thoughts on F1 25? Good game. Good game. Yuki needs to get out the way of Oscar. He has. If Gabby and Alonso fight here, Lando might... Oh my god, oh my god. This battle could actually determine the outcome of the race here. Gabby's going to go for it as well, down the outside. He's going to turn to the inside. And Lando's not going to be able to find a way past here right now. Oh, he's right on it as well. We can't see the delta. Alonso's forcing him really wide there. Gabby's going to keep it pinned here. Mate, this is a really big battle. But I think Gabby might get caught here by Lando. Yeah, he's let him past. That's a shame. That's it for Gabby. Unfortunate. This is it. It's going to be the last lap of the race now. Can Oscar somehow get a miracle? Lando needs to make a big error here getting past Alonso, but it's not really going to happen, is it? Yeah, he's safe. He's safe. It's you know, it's 2 laps too short, you know? Oh dear. Yeah, that's going to be it, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh my god, Alonso's going back on Lando. Oh my god, Alonso. Oh, Oscar's gone deep. That could have been crazy. Can you imagine if Fernando took him out? That's it, Lando's won the race, guys. Well played. Wow. Yeah, Hulkenberg's done well. He's seen out on the mediums. There you go, guys. Last weekend, Oscar came out fortunate that Lando DNF'd. He got some points carried home with him. But today, it's Lando Norris who gets the points back. There you go, baby. McLaren 1-2, Ferrari 3-4. It's Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, and it will end Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, then George Russell, Liam Lawson, Alonso, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg, Ocon. That is the top 10. And Gabby Bortoleto gets his first points. How about that? Charles Leclerc rounds final corner. That is a podium for him. He'll be happy with that. I guess at the end of the day, you're battling with 2 rocket ships up in front, which you're not really going to get too much out of them, are we? Let's be completely honest. Piastri can be disappointed there. I think he had the pace on Lando. Lando got a few things to fall his way. The pit strategy was a little bit helpful. I mean, it's not like he doesn't deserve it. He drove a great race. But Oscar forced him the whole way there. Lando, good drive. He can be happy with that. But I think Oscar had that. He had the pace. He had the pace. You know, we're looking at a man who was shoved off the track by Colapinto, lost at least a second there. Bit slower on the pit stop strategy. And also had the lesser strategy on the stops anyway. But anyway, you can't really complain. Lando Norris has driven incredibly. It was a good battle. That was a well-fought race. That's stuff we like to see. Good battling. Mate. 15 points now in the championship between Lando and Oscar Piastri. Oscar Piastri, of course, still leading that gap by 15 points. Lapped cars sold. Yes, they should have taken Lando out. No, that was a great race, guys. Oscar, disappointed, I'm sure. Let's see what he has to say. It was not a bad race. Not a bad race. Oscar had the pace, I think, on Lando today. Lando had, I think, the better executed race, though, overall, you know? Mate, I'll tell you what. This championship is going to be nice. This will be good. This will be a good race. Shazza called it. Well done, Shazza. Well done. Good race there. Guys, I mean, look. George Russell P5. Okay, whatever. Lawson P6. Alonso P7. Bortoleto P8. Hulkenberg P9. Wow. Max is now, yeah, Max too far from a title. I don't know. He's 61 points back from Piastri now, so oh, this is going to be interesting. Fernando and Gabby there. Let's see how this goes. Wholesome. He'll be proud of him. He's like a proud dad. Well done, Gabby. Happy for you. Matt, welcome. 2021 remake this year. It's gonna be interesting. It shall go to the end. Lando can be happy with that. It's the final year of regulations. All cars are super close. Exactly. Charles, I made a video on that like 2 years ago. I was like, or maybe a year and a bit. I was like, is Lando hate deserved? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The greatest F1 seasons are before reg changes. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, people... it depends on what you want. Regulation changes do not bring closer racing when initially introduced. So it's a bit of a, you know, not a paradox per se, but it's a bit of an interesting one. Because they say, you know, we're changing the regulations to bring closer racing. And it's like, well, naturally, you're not going to get closer racing when you initially introduce new regulations. So just innately, that's wrong. However, long term, the regulations in theory should bring closer racing, right? It's one of those. So, you know, there's no winning in that sense, I suppose. But as it would, naturally, the longer you leave a set of regulations, the closer the battling's going to get, because the more time people have to become... well, first of all, find where the peak of that regulation set is, but also it's kind of exponential for the lower ones. You know, the further down you are, the more improvement you're going to see. So the gap closes. So everyone starts here, and then they kind of go like that sort of vibe. So by the end, it is close racing. Anyway, I digress. Lando Norris post-race interview. He'll be quite chuffed with himself there. Not bad at all. Davide Belsecchi, I love that guy. Mate, kind of boring after the first stops? Nah, I'm not going to call it boring. It was a good race. Lads, that's just how races go. They fluctuate. You can't expect it to be, you know, thrilling the entire time. It's just not going to happen. They have to drive in 50 degrees. Yeah, it's a bit rough, isn't it? Interesting stuff. I have a meeting in the morning, so I'm not going to hang around for too long after this race, guys. Yeah, 4-year regs is, I don't know, kind of quick, in my opinion. Well in on Oscar. That was a respectful interview, I believe. I think he spoke very well there. Well done, Oscar, my guy. Yeah, the McLarens are just mental. What time, Adelaide, am I going to end the live? Once the podium celebrations are done, I'm going to end the live. It's 12:21 a.m. here, and I have to be up at 9 a.m. for a meeting, a very important meeting as well. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm going to go to bed. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in, of course, though. I very much appreciated having everyone along for the ride today. Make sure you hit a like, and of course, the follow button is most important, because we will be back. We will be back next weekend for the British Grand Prix, and it's always one of my favourites to watch, because the racing's great. We've had two good tracks back-to-back, and we've been spoilt for choice, so... Happened to Verstappen, lap 1, he was taken out by Antonelli, so got a feel for him. A tough one for Verstappen. Norris wins the race, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he does. So we've got Lando Norris in P1, Oscar Piastri finished second, Charles Leclerc P3, Lewis Hamilton fourth, and that's your top four. Obviously, we've got a McLaren, Ferrari, but then it starts to shake up quite a bit. We've got George Russell in P5, that's kind of to be expected, but Liam Lawson in P6, what a race for him. Fernando Alonso also a pretty solid race in P7, and wow, hats off, Gabri Bortoleto P8. First points in F1. And what a way to do it. He would have gotten P7 maybe, if not for the blue flags at the end. Nico Hulkenberg as well, P20 to P9, fabulous race from him. That's double points for the Sauber, and the final points position goes to Esteban Ocon. P11, Ollie Behrman, Hadjar P12, Gasly P13, 14th for Stroll, 15th for Colapinto, and last on track, it's Sonoda in 16th, but DNF'd. We had signed out before the race started. Antonelli and Verstappen out lap 1, turn 3, and Albon retired with a mechanical issue a little bit into the race, so... It was an eventful weekend. The McLarens were battling it out, and I hope to see much more of this as we head into the British Grand Prix. Thank you all very, very much for tuning in this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing it all go back again next weekend in Britain. Silverstone is elite. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Take care, and goodbye. So we've just